It is perhaps the single greatest fear for many seniors living alone. That moment, the sudden, terrifying realization that something is terribly wrong with your heart. The crushing pressure, the shortness of breath, the cold sweat, and the chilling thought, I am alone. What do I do? For decades, the narrative around heart attacks, especially when alone, has been one of helplessness, a race against time where your survival feels entirely out of your hands, dependent solely on how quickly the paramedics can arrive. But what if I told you that this narrative is dangerously incomplete? What if I told you that you, even in that moment of crisis, even while alone, possess the power to significantly increase your own chances of survival? What if there are simple, specific, life-saving actions you can take in those critical minutes, actions based on deep biological principles, actions that can literally mean the difference between life and death? That is the shocking, empowering truth we are here to talk about today. We are not talking about miracles. We are talking about knowledge. We are talking about preparation. We are talking about understanding what is actually happening in your body and using that understanding to fight back. Now, when we think of a heart attack, our minds often jump to the Hollywood version, the sudden, dramatic clutching of the chest, the collapse to the floor. But this is the first critical inversion, especially for seniors and especially for women. A heart attack often doesn't look like that at all. It can be subtle, it can be confusing, it can mimic indigestion or fatigue or even just a strange ache in your jaw or back. Recognizing these silent signs, which we talked about in another video, is the absolute first step, because you cannot survive what you do not recognize. So, assuming you do recognize that something is wrong, what then? What are the steps? Over the course of this video, we are going to outline 7 specific life-saving tips for surviving a heart attack when you are alone. We will cover the obvious but crucial first steps, but we will also dive deep into the less obvious, the ancient tricks of your own biology, the things you can do while waiting for help that can calm the storm inside your body, reduce the damage to your heart muscle, and keep you conscious. So, let's start with the absolute foundation, the very first domino that must fall, the one action that precedes everything else. This is not a tip, it is a commandment. And in our next block, I'm going to reveal what it is and the second crucial step that follows immediately, the one that buys you precious time. I'm curious, what is your biggest fear about experiencing a medical emergency while alone? Is it not being found, not knowing what to do, or something else? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So, we've established the clear and present danger. A heart attack can be subtle, especially in seniors, and recognizing the signs is the first step. We've also established that you are not helpless, even when alone. There are things you can do. So, what is that first non-negotiable commandment? The one action that precedes everything else. Tip number 1, call emergency services immediately. 911, 999, 112, etc. Now, I know this sounds insultingly obvious, but this is the great inversion. This is the shocking truth. Hesitation is the real killer. Study after study shows that the single biggest predictor of dying from a heart attack is delay in seeking help. Why do we delay? Denial. It's just indigestion. Embarrassment. I don't want to bother anyone. Uncertainty. Maybe it will pass. Fear. This is the first battle you must win, the mental battle. The instant you suspect anything is wrong, even if you are not sure, you call. Do not call your friend. Do not call your doctor's office. You call the emergency number. Why? Because they are the only ones who can dispatch paramedics. And the paramedics have 2 things you don't: life-saving equipment like defibrillators and oxygen, and the ability to get you to the hospital fast. Every minute that passes, more heart muscle dies. Time is muscle. Your only goal in that first minute is to start the clock on getting professional help to your door. Do not try to tough it out. Do not try to drive yourself. Call first. That is commandment number 1. Now, while you are on the phone with the dispatcher, or immediately after, what is the second crucial step? The one that can buy you precious time while help is on the way. Tip number 2. Chew and swallow 1 adult aspirin, 325 milligrams, or 4 baby aspirins, 81 milligrams each, unless you have a known allergy or have been explicitly told by your doctor never to take aspirin. Why aspirin? What is a heart attack? Most heart attacks are caused by a blood clot that has blocked an artery supplying blood to your heart muscle. The muscle is dying from lack of oxygen. Aspirin is not a painkiller in this context. It is an antiplatelet drug. What does that mean? It means it makes your blood platelets less sticky. It helps to prevent the clot that is already there from getting bigger, and it helps prevent new clots from forming. This is the shocking truth. Aspirin doesn't dissolve the existing clot, that's what hospital drugs do, but it stops the bleeding. It stops the disaster from escalating. It buys you time. Now, critical details. 1. It must be chewed, not swallowed whole. Chewing gets it into your bloodstream much faster. 2. It should ideally be non-enteric coated. The safety coating slows down absorption. You want it fast. 3. You need the right dose. 1 325 milligram adult aspirin or 4 81 milligram baby aspirins. More is not better. 4. Have it accessible. Know where it is. Seconds count. So, you've called, you've chewed, you have activated your external support system, and you have taken the first step to fight back internally. These are the foundations, and I know, even thinking about this is stressful. That constant worry about your heart health can feel overwhelming, but knowledge and preparation are power. And on that note, there's fascinating research on how specific, natural ingredients from heart-healthy villages can support your cardiovascular system differently. I've placed a link to this unique approach in the first pinned comment for anyone seeking that peace of mind. So, you've done the first 2 crucial steps. Now what? Help is on the way, but it might be minutes, long, terrifying minutes. What can you do while you wait? This is where the ancient tricks come in. This is where understanding your own biology becomes your superpower. Because the other thing that is killing you in that moment is panic, the stress response itself. And in our next block, I'm going to reveal the third and perhaps most powerful life-saving tip, the one that calms the storm, using only your mind. We have just covered the first 2 non-negotiable commandments. Number 1. Call emergency services immediately. Time is muscle. And number 2, chew aspirin. Stop the clot. These actions activate your external support and provide the first line of internal defense. But help is still minutes away. And in that moment, your greatest enemy, the thing that can accelerate the damage and reduce your chances, is panic. This brings us to the third and perhaps most powerful life-saving tip, the one that calms the storm, using only your mind. Tip number 3, take slow, controlled breaths. Focus on the exhale. Now, why is this so critical? It's critical because of the greatest, most dangerous misunderstanding about a heart attack. We think the only problem is the blockage. This is the great inversion. The blockage is the trigger. But the panic, the sympathetic nervous system gas pedal, overdrive that follows is the accelerant. Think about it. What happens when you panic? Your brain screams danger. Your adrenal glands dump adrenaline and cortisol. What do those hormones do? 1, they make your heart beat faster and harder, forcing a damaged, oxygen-starved muscle to work itself to death. 2, they constrict your blood vessels, including the coronary arteries that are already blocked, literally pinching the pipes and reducing blood flow even further. 3, they make your blood platelets stickier, increasing the risk of the clot getting bigger. Do you see the nightmare? The panic itself, the stress response, is actively worsening the heart attack. It is pouring gasoline on the fire. So what can you do? You must manually override this panic. You must force your body to hit the brake pedal, parasympathetic or vagus nerve. And how do you do that instantly? Through your breath. Specifically, the exhale. This is the shocking science. Your inhale is linked to your gas pedal. Your exhale is linked to your brake pedal, vagus nerve.
So, in that moment of crisis, your only job, after calling and chewing, is to consciously slow down your breathing and make your exhale longer than your inhale. It doesn't have to be perfect, just try. Breathe in gently, maybe count to 3 or 4, and then breathe out, slowly, fully, maybe count to 5 or 6. Do this over and over. What are you doing? You are sending a direct, physical, safety signal up your vagus nerve. That signal shouts at your brain, I am safe, the threat is over, you can stand down. Even though it feels like a lie, your brainstem obeys the physical signal. It stops the adrenaline flood. It slows your heart rate down. It allows your blood vessels to relax as much as they can. You are literally using your breath to reduce the workload on your dying heart muscle. You are buying yourself time. That is the ignored superpower. Pills can't do this instantly. You can. Now, while you are doing this life-saving breathing, what should your body be doing? This brings us to tip number 4. Get into a safe and optimal position. Now, why is this so critical? It's critical because of gravity and workload. This is the simple physics that can save your life. What is the worst thing you can do during a heart attack? Panic and pace around. Why? Because walking, standing, moving requires your heart to pump harder to fight gravity and deliver oxygen to your muscles. You are increasing the demand on a failing pump. It is like revving the engine of a car that is already overheating. So what is the optimal position? Ideally, lie down flat on your back. Why? Because this minimizes the effect of gravity. It makes it easier for blood to return to your heart, venous return, and it reduces the overall workload on your heart muscle. Less demand equals less damage. But what if lying flat makes you feel more short of breath, which can happen if fluid is building up in the lungs, a complication called heart failure? Then, alternative, sit up comfortably, perhaps leaning against a wall or in a sturdy chair, but not a deep recliner you can't get out of. Why? Because sitting up can sometimes ease the work of breathing if heart failure is present. The key is stop moving, reduce exertion, minimize the heart's workload. Find a position where you can focus on tip number 3, the breathing, without straining. Also, critically, loosen tight clothing, especially around your neck, ties or tight collars, and waist, belts. Why? Any restriction can impede blood flow and make breathing harder. You need maximum ease for oxygen delivery. So, we've called for help, chewed the aspirin, hacked our nervous system with our breath, and reduced the heart's workload with our position. These 4 steps alone have dramatically increased your odds. But what about the environment? What about access? What about making it easier for the paramedics who are racing towards you? That is the next crucial, ignored step. And in our final block, I'm going to reveal the practical things you must do while you wait, the things that save them time and buy you life. We have now covered the first 4 critical life-saving steps. Number 1, call emergency services immediately. Number 2, chew aspirin. Number 3, control your breath. Slow exhale to hack your vagus nerve. And number 4, get into a safe position. Lie down or sit up, stop moving. These actions have activated your external help, started fighting the clot, calmed your panic nervous system, and reduced the workload on your struggling heart. You have already done more to save your own life than 99% of people would know how to do. But help is still on the way. What else can you do while you wait? What are the practical things that can shave off precious seconds, seconds that equal heart muscle? This brings us to the next, often forgotten, life-saving tip. Tip number 5, unlock your front door and make yourself accessible. Now, why is this so critically important? It's critical because of time equals muscle. Think about it. The paramedics are racing towards you, sirens blaring. Every second counts. What happens when they arrive and the door is locked or chained or bolted? They have to stop, they have to assess, they may have to force entry. This can waste 30 seconds, a minute, even several minutes. minutes where your heart muscle is dying, minutes where they could have been starting life-saving treatment like oxygen or nitroglycerin. So if you are physically able, after doing steps 1 through 4, make your way slowly, carefully to your front door, unlock all the locks, open the door if you feel safe or at least leave it unlatched, and then return to your safe position, number 4, as close to the door as possible, ideally in the hallway or entryway. Why? So they can see you immediately when they enter. If you cannot get to the door, at least try to be in a room where they are likely to find you quickly, like the living room, not hidden in a back bedroom. This simple act of reducing barriers, making access easy, can literally save minutes, and minutes save lives. Now, while you are in that safe position, waiting, what else can you be doing? Tip number 6, gather your essential information, mentally or physically. Paramedics and ER doctors work fast. They need critical information immediately to make the right treatment decisions. If you are conscious and able, mentally rehearse or, even better, point to where this information is. 1. Your medications. What are you taking, especially blood thinners, heart medications, or diabetes drugs? 2. Your allergies. Are you allergic to any medications, especially aspirin or pain relievers? 3. Your medical history. Do you have a history of heart disease, previous heart attack, stroke, diabetes, kidney disease? 4. Your doctor's contact info. Who is your primary physician? Having this information ready, even just written down on a piece of paper on your fridge or in your wallet that you can point to, saves enormous amounts of time. It prevents dangerous drug interactions. It helps them diagnose the type of heart attack faster, and it gets you the correct treatment sooner. Preparation is key. Finally, let's address a dangerous myth, something you might have seen on the internet, something that feels proactive but could actually be harmful. Tip number 7, do not engage in cough CPR or forceful coughing. This is the final critical inversion. The myth says that forcefully coughing can keep blood flowing during a heart attack. This is wrong and potentially dangerous. Why? Increased workload. Forceful repetitive coughing dramatically increases the pressure inside your chest, intrathoracic pressure. This puts extra strain on your already struggling heart. It increases the oxygen demand of a muscle that is already suffocating. You're whipping a dying horse. Ineffective blood flow. While a single cough can momentarily change pressure, repetitive coughing does not effectively circulate blood in the way real CPR does. You're wasting precious energy for no real benefit. Counteracts calmness. Most importantly, forceful coughing directly fights against tip number 3. It activates your gas pedal, the sympathetic system. It prevents you from calming your nervous system. It keeps the adrenaline flowing. Remember, your goal is to reduce the workload on your heart, calm the storm. Forceful coughing does the exact opposite. Stick with the slow, controlled exhales of tip number 3. That is the true, biologically sound way to help your heart while you wait. So, let's bring it all back. Let's look at the total picture. This is the circularity. This is the answer to the question we asked at the very beginning. That moment of terror, it does not have to be a moment of helplessness. You have power. You have tools. You are a participant in your own survival. When you suspect a heart attack, remember the 7 steps. 1. Call immediately. 2. Chew aspirin. 3. Breathe slowly, long exhale. 4. Position safely. Lie or sit. Stop moving. 5. Unlock the door. 6. Gather your info. And 7. Do not engage in cough CPR or forceful coughing. This knowledge, this preparation, this understanding of your own biology, that is the simple, ignored truth that can turn fear into action. That is the secret to survival. And if this message, if this empowering perspective on taking control has resonated with you today, then please hit that subscribe button. Our entire mission is to uncover these simple, ignored truths that give you back control. Because now that you know the life-saving steps to take during an emergency, you also need to understand the potential hidden side effects of the medications you might already be taking to prevent one. The video Amlodipine Hidden Side Effects No One Talks About reveals exactly how one common blood pressure pill might be impacting other parts of your body. Click on the video on your screen right now to learn the language your body might be speaking about the drug itself.